You're listening to Coach Rita on the LOA Radio Network. Many say that the law of attraction doesn't always work. And Coach Rita would like to show you why it's not working. During this hour, you will gain great insight that will help you to make easy changes to become the great co-creator that you came here to be. Tune in and discover your missing link to the law of attraction with Coach Rita Hurry.
Hello everyone, Coach Rita Hurry is back for another show of Your Missing Link to the Law of Attraction here on Law of Attraction Radio Network. I hope everyone has been feeling great and keeping their feelings good, focusing on how great life can truly be, fruitful and exciting and full of opportunities. And if you haven't, then this is the show for you, to get you back on track and get those manifestations coming your way. Well, today on the show I have two special guests, Patryk and Kasia Wezowski, and they are a couple who are the producers and directors for the upcoming coaching movie film. And they will be talking about this exciting project which will promote the benefits of coaching to individuals' lives. This film also includes experts like Jack Canfield, so stay tuned for that interview later on in the show. Well, I've been pretty busy and with the Science Behind the Law of Attraction magazine, which I've been heavily involved with, and I just wanted to give a shout out to my new sales team on LOA Media, and that's Pam, Lesty, Cliff, Veronica, Kimberly, Antonio and Daniela. They are now working with me on the Science Behind the Law of Attraction magazine and on Law of Attraction Radio Network, promoting marketing opportunities to those globally. The April issue of the magazine went live on April the 1st and is doing really well and is the first issue to go to print. So if you're listening out there and you're a business, author, coach, and you're looking for advertising on a global scale, then please email me on rita@loamedia.com. And that email address is different to the usual one that I give. So if you are looking to seek advertising, it is rita@loamedia.com. And I will send you more details on packages we can offer you to promote you. Okay, back to the show. And yes, it's time for Coach Rita Hurry's Corner. And it seems that the theme of my shows for April have had a film and directing feel to them due to my special guests for this month. On my last show, if you were listening, I had an actress and casting director, and today I have producers and directors. Now, trust me, I didn't plan this on purpose. It just happened to manifest this way. So in keeping with the theme, I thought it best to focus Coach Rita Hurry's Corner on your story, your movie. So what is your story? What story about your life do you share with the world? When someone asks you, "How are you?" or "What have you been up to lately?" what do you respond with? Do you tell them exactly how it is, warts and all? Or do you tell the story of how you want it to be? If your current situation is not as you want it to be, do you find yourself telling people why it's not good or what is not working? Or find yourself complaining about it or saying, if only this person would change or do this, then I would be happy. Or if I had this, everything would be good. If this is what you find yourself doing on a regular basis, this is not good. You need to change your story. Otherwise, things will never change. Period. Think of the movies. What films do you enjoy the most? Those that talk about what's wrong in their life and spend the whole duration of the film living that problem? Or do you enjoy movies that cover an issue and take some kind of action to resolve the issue, looking forward? Now imagine an action film for a moment. If the good guys knew the bad guys were coming for them or destroying lives, but all they did was spend their time talking about how bad the bad guys were and what the bad guys were doing and took no action to resolve the situation, it wouldn't be much of an action film, would it? And I could see myself, if I was watching it, kind of think, okay, well, how about doing something about it? Or, for example, a horror movie where the victim didn't run or want to get away or didn't actually, I don't know how many people watch horror movies out there, but for example, whenever they go looking to find out what that noise is and you're watching saying, don't do that, stay where you are, but in a way you do want to find out what's going on and for them to actually find out because it adds to everything. But what if they didn't do that? What if they stayed where they were and thought to themselves, okay, well, this is happening and I'm going to meet my end. There's nothing I can do. This is the situation. It wouldn't be much of a horror movie, would it? It wouldn't have that drama. It wouldn't have that pizzazz that makes a good horror film. So now, obviously, looking at these two extremes, I know they are obviously extreme measures, and yes, okay, they're not reality. But if you're looking at reality, this is what many of us do. We actually stay stuck by focusing on the problem over and over again. We see now as the be-all and end-all. And although we want more, our focus stays on what is, which I'm sorry to say cannot lead to having more. If you keep on regurgitating the same situation over and over again, nothing's going to change. You basically are living the same pattern over and over, and it stays like that. Your current situation is as a result of your past vibration. And I'm going to say that again. Your current situation is as a result of your past vibration. Everything here is what you have been focusing on in the past. Now, if you think about that, when we focus on something, when we want something to manifest, it does take a little while. So when you see your current situation, it is something that you have been focusing on in the past that has resulted in what is actually happening now. And if it's not what you want and it doesn't feel good, then you need to get solution orientated and focus on changing it. And if you have looked at your situation and it's not as you want it, and you made the decision in the last few days to say, okay, I'm going to change this, I need to change it, and you have started feeling a little bit better, then as a result, things will change. But you've got to maintain that. You've got to keep moving forward. So going back to the movie scenario, isn't it fun to watch a character take action and go for what they want, then give up? Don't you find as the audience that seeing someone take action on their dreams and living life is far more enjoyable than not doing anything? Well, this is the same for you. One of the best things to do and most effective actions to take is to see yourself as the audience watching your life on the big screen. So you're almost kind of coming out of yourself and watching your film. Your life story is the movie that you have come to watch. So I want you to try this exercise after the show, because right now what we're going to be doing, I'm going to kind of talk you through it, but I feel take in the information. If you've got a pen and paper and you want to jot down some notes on this particular exercise, I find it a very effective exercise. And in this exercise, I want you to close your eyes and see your current self on the big screen. Your current situation, all those that are close to you, and see your character as he or she is, doing what you do on a daily basis. The conversations, the feelings, the actions. I want you to close your eyes and see this. See it as it is. Don't change it in any way. Just see it as it is. And as you do that, get in touch with your feelings and notice, what would you like to see your character do, say, or be? Does your character excite you? Does your circumstance excite you? And are you enjoying what you are watching? Do you want to continue watching what you are seeing? Or do you want your character to do something different? If it's the latter, where you want them to do something different, what would you love them to do to bring the scene alive? And imagine that. Get in touch with that feeling. Now open your eyes. If what you saw excited you and you were happy with your character, then great. You are in a good place. And keep on doing what you're doing, because that's a good way of knowing if where you are really does make you happy. But if you didn't like it and found yourself wanting more from your character, then it's time to change those vibrations and move forward. And that's why I like that exercise, because it really gets you in touch with looking at yourself from an external point of view. Because sometimes we can't do that. We kind of fail to do that. And in that kind of scenario, you are taking yourself out and looking at yourself as a movie character and seeing yourself on the big screen. It really does bring something home to you. Now, like the movies, you have directors, and you are the director of your life story. And if the vision needs changing, you have to change it. We need to be living a life that excites us. We need to enjoy being who we are, to manifest anything we want. You are the star of your own life story. So enjoy the stardom and be the center of your story. This is your time to shine bright and to be the person that you are. And that is everyday life. You are the star of your life story. So here are some guidelines for you in order to help you be the star of your life and to make some positive changes for you to move forward. I've broken them down into 5 steps, and for you to look into each one and make those changes needed. So the first one to look at is your script. Watch what you say to others about your current situation. If you go into detail about what is not working all the time, that's what you are sending out into the universe and what you are attracting back to you. More of the same. So stay off the subject and talk about what is working. If you think about that, if you think about, as I mentioned earlier, about regurgitating the same thing over and over again, you're not getting away from focusing on it. You're not giving yourself a chance to focus on something else, something more exciting. You're living the experience all the time. And you've got to remember, sometimes when you're talking about something, your feelings get involved. And when your feelings are involved, when you're feeling that emotion, then you are resonating that out into the universe. And that vibration that you are resonating out into the universe will attract more of the same. Because remember, like attracts like. So the more you talk about the current situation that's not making you happy, or you've done the visualization exercise and you've seen that you want more, and it's not enough for you and you want more excitement, but then you keep talking about what's not working. Like attracts like, and you're pulling it out into the universe more and more and more. So come off the subject. Talk about something else. Talk about something that makes you smile. Talk about something that makes you laugh. Anything that makes you feel good. Talk about that, and talk about what you want more than what's not working or what you don't want. Number 2, the cast. As much as possible, surround yourself with positive people. People who will uplift you and not bring you down or wallow in what's not working. If you have someone in your life that is always negative, don't go to them for advice. How can you get something positive, some good source of, real positive advice, if you're going to someone who always looks on the negative side of life, who always says, well, this isn't going to work, so you can give it a go, and then you get frustrated even more. You're already in a situation where you're not happy. You go to someone else who's in a situation's not happy. You both talk about it, and they say to you, you can give it a go, but you might fail. Where is the uplifting? Where is the fun? Where is the good feeling? It's not there. And what you're doing is you're possibly thinking, well, I actually was looking for something a bit more positive. You get frustrated. You get frustrated with that person for being so negative, and then you feel worse, and then you start blaming that person. Well, if I never spoke to that person, then they wouldn't have given me a negative response, and then I wouldn't be feeling as down as I did. But we're so quick to blame the others, but we need to look at where we come from. And if we surround ourselves with positive people, that situation couldn't get worse. It could only get better, because you wouldn't have the ammunition to blame someone else for making you feel even further down, because I've realized that, yes, being with positive people is what I need, someone who is going to uplift me, and therefore there's no excuse, there's no blame, there's no more let's talk about what's not working and not working, because your subject will change. So look at the cast in your life and get with the positive people. You need positive sustenance in your life. So surround yourself with them. And if there are any negative people out there, and I know sometimes, they say misery loves company. Move away from that. Yes, it's a saying, misery loves company, and yes, we tend to do it, but move away from it because you want to change the pattern. You want new things. You want exciting things. You don't want more of the same. Okay, number 3, set the scene. Be in places that you enjoy being at. So if you like being at home, but it's cluttered, clear things and make it as you want it. Get rid of the old and all the things that are cluttering your place and make room for new things. If you love being in nature, be outdoors more, walking in the parks or where there is a lot of greenery. Maybe you enjoy being by the ocean. Go to the ocean as much as you can. Make that excuse to get out there. Walk on the sand, smell the sea breeze, take it all in and enjoy it. You have to enjoy, you have to feel good, and being in an environment that makes you feel good is so important. You've got to love where you're being. So if the scene, if the surroundings around you is negative, if it's an area where you're not happy in and it's not to your liking and it doesn't make you feel good, that's another factor that can bring you down. So go to where you feel good, and it completely can change how you look and how you view life. Number 4, method acting. Now, method actors become the character they are being. They feel every part of the character. They really, really get emotionally involved in the character that they're playing. And a lot of method actors, it's like they almost close the door to who they are and become that character. This is what you should practice. Be the person you want to be. Take time out to visualize who you truly want to be and become that person. That person, the vibrational side of you, is already there. It's happened. Remember, I've said this in a few shows, that when you ask for something, it vibrationally occurs. It's there. It's happened. Well, what you want for yourself is already there. That character has already been built up, but you need to feel it. You need to get in tune with that character. You need to get in touch with your vibrational self, which is normally your inner self, your inner source. Become that person. So if you see yourself as someone who's positive, energetic, who makes the most out of life and goes for opportunities, then you need to be that person. You need to trust in yourself and know that you are that person. Get involved, do the method acting, become that person. Visualize as often as you can. See yourself as that person and be that person. And you will be that person. You will start to see magnificent changes, but you have to feel it. And number 5 is perform. Be, allow, and just live it and enjoy being you. Now, when I say perform, it's a continuation of the method acting, is actually just going with it and not overthinking, am I doing this right? Because remember, this whole situation is about being, when you think about what you want and you want to manifest it, you have to allow it. And by allowing it, you have to just be. No questions asked, no doubts, no insecurities. Just go with it and let it be. This is the same with making changes in your life. If you want to manifest a great life, you allow the doors to open. You open yourself up to the manifestations. As I've said previously, we often are the one thing that's standing in the way between us and our manifestations. And that doesn't have to be the case. You just have to allow. How do you allow? By feeling good. How do you feel good? By getting into being the person who you are, by going to the places that you know makes you feel good, by going and enjoying yourself, by surrounding yourself with positive people who make you laugh, who make you feel good, who you enjoy being with, and talking about great things, positive things, things that are possible, changing your story. So you're no longer talking about the negative, but you've completely moved away from that and you move to the positive. And that's how you capture feeling good. And when you feel good, you manifest a lot. There is a lot of abundance in just the simple task of feeling good. So those steps, I want you to take it in and look at every area of your life and implement it. This is your life story, your movie. So make it enjoyable for you and watch how manifestations begin to unfold, because they will. They really will begin to unfold once you just make these changes and become the star of your life story. You are the director and the star. You run the whole crew. You're the whole movie set. This is your movie. So make it as fun and exciting as you want to, or make it more calmer if there's too much going on and you feel that you just need a bit more calmness. Then make it more calmer. It's totally down to you. Remember, we are co-creators in this life. So you have the power to make it possible. And if you need any support on anything I have mentioned in the show, please do not hesitate to visit my website, which is www.coachrita.co.uk. And that's www.coachrita.co.uk, where I offer various one-to-one coaching packages, including a new email coaching package, which I am actually offering to Law of Attraction Radio Network listeners 50% discount on this coaching package. So again, if you feel that you would actually benefit from one-to-one coaching with myself on any of the topics that we've discussed in previous shows, or on how to implement and be the star of your own life story, then please email me at info@coachrita.co.uk. So that's info@coachrita.co.uk. And if you put on there your missing link to the Law of Attraction show, 50% discount for email coaching, I will ensure that I get back to you and we can get you started on your journey. Well, I hope that's helped. Hope that's given you some enlightenment as to what actions to take. And please do the visualization exercise and see what you come up with. Sometimes it's just nice to find out how excited you are about your life. It almost kind of gives you that excitement to keep on going and knowing, yes, I'm actually on the right path, and it feels good, and it gives you more motivation to keep on going and doing what you're doing. Okay, so we are now going to take a break, but after the break I'll be talking to the producers and directors of the upcoming coaching movie. So that's something that's definitely not to be missed. So please don't go anywhere. Take a break by all means, but please do return, and I'll be talking to both Patryk and Kasia after the break. So stay tuned.
You're listening to the Law of Attraction Radio Network, heard by millions worldwide through 38 internet radio stations and in over 135 countries. Be sure to sign up for your monthly updates and get all the latest information on LOA radio events, such as cruises, workshops, and seminars, as well as information on the latest shows, topics, and guests. Go to LOARadionetwork.com and sign up today. It's here, it's hot, and it's a must-read. It's the science behind The Law of Attraction magazine. Every issue brings you great articles and in-depth how-tos from all your favorite Law of Attraction experts, authors, scientists, and medical professionals. Go to lawofattractionmagazine.net. That's lawofattractionmagazine.net.
Welcome back to part 2 of your Missing Link to the Law of Attraction show with myself, Coach Rita Hurry. I am pleased to have with me Patryk and Kasia Wezowski, producers and directors for the upcoming coaching movie, executive producers of the award-winning documentary Distressed, and founders of the Centre for Body Language. Patryk and Kasia, welcome to the show.
Hi, welcome. Thank you, Rita.
Welcome. Thank you for being on the show. So basically, let's take it back. Where did it all begin in the world of personal development for both of you? How did your passion grow?
Well, for me, it began very early in my childhood. As a child, I had a hearing disorder, so I couldn't hear well what other people were saying. So naturally, when at 14 years old, I opened a book in a bookstore about body language, I discovered I know all this stuff about nonverbal communication already. So thanks to coaching on the way, I learned to see this handicap, this hearing disorder, as a blessing. And thanks to personal development, I became one of the world's leading body language experts together with my wife now, Kasia. We're running the Center for Body Language with 50 representatives in 15 countries.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and maybe for me, I think it was also a personal journey that it started in my childhood because when I was a child, my favorite aunt that I was playing with her a lot, she also had schizophrenia, and because of that she was a very creative person. Okay. I loved to play with her because she had the best ideas how to play. Yes. On the other hand, I saw that other people didn't perceive her in the same way as I did. So, for example, once we went to the street and I was singing loud, and when my aunt, she also started singing, it was a different impression. You know, people liked my singing, but they didn't like her singing. And I started thinking, what's the difference between me and her? And start thinking more about what people think and how you can help others. And when I was 9 years old, I coached my aunt, so she really recovered. She found a job. She lost 15 kilograms of weight. And I think I started my coaching on her a little bit. I wanted to become a psychiatrist.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that's good that I didn't become a psychiatrist because my mission was more into coaching and psychology. And I saw that from very beginning. I loved to motivate people, and this is also what we do, and what we would like to show to the world. That I'm from Poland, from Warsaw. Yeah. I didn't have so many possibilities to grow, to develop my own things when I was young, and thanks to coaching, I saw that actually my possibilities are unlimited because I can still do whatever I want and live wherever I want. And I want to help people and to show them that there's always a way to find solution, to find next steps to become who you really want to become, to follow your dreams.
Brilliant. So did you both actually have coaching sessions yourself, one-to-one coaching sessions?
Yes, actually, during my psychological studies, I was 22, and I met my first coaches, and it really changed my perspective. And I saw that coaching can help me much more than psychotherapy itself, because it will show me what are the possibilities. It's like climbing a mountain, like Mount Everest. Yeah, so you never did it before, but if you have a good coach, you can do it.
Yeah, and I think it's also one of the differences from coaching to counselling is also the fact that it's about moving forward. It's not just about looking at the situation and spending all of your time trying to work it out, but it's very action and moving forward, which is why I coach myself. So was that something that resonated with both yourselves in terms of coaching?
Yes, so we were already passionate by personal development for our lives, and actually that's also how the movie started, and that we're doing right now, the world's first documentary about coaching. Because, well, first of all, let me tell you this story, how we met. On our second date, we were coaching each other, and I said to Kasia, where do you know this coaching method from? And she says, well, I created it. And I said, well, that's impossible because I created it. So separately from each other, we created kind of the same coaching process that we now teach all around the world. And we were invited to be executive producers and also to play ourselves as coaches in another documentary about how to deal with stress that won 2 Best Documentary Awards. And since that was going so well, we thought, okay, why not create a whole movie about coaching? Instead of just having 2 minutes in a movie, let's create our own whole movie. Yeah. And that's how it started, the coaching movie.
So as we're speaking about the coaching movie, why, I mean, obviously you've explained a little about making the film, but explain the importance behind it. I mean, obviously you've both got a passion for coaching and you want to make it, get people out there to know about coaching. But can you actually explain the coaching movie and what it's about to listeners out there who are hearing about it for the first time?
Well, yes, we're going to do something for the first time that has never been done before, which is showing the actual transformations that happen, that magic chemistry between the coach and the coachee and the client, how that happens and how the client achieves its results and thanks to which questions, how the conversation goes and so on. This has never been done before, to show on a big screen how that actually happens. And this is something that will inspire many people once they see the film.
Yes, and we have great experts. We have some experts are the same as in the movie, The Secret. But what is the main difference is that we are also going to show what is the impact on coaching. So you can imagine Jack Canfield or Marshall Goldsmith who will be coaching somebody, and then we see this person after 3 months and we see what is really happening, inside of this person, what kind of real action steps this person is taking. So we would like to tell stories of around 5 coaching clients who will be embark on this journey together with our experts team, and they will be changing their lives in front of the audience, in front of people who will be watching the movie all around the world in the cinemas.
Wow, now that's a huge project. So can you give us a bit of insight into maybe things that have been dawned upon you while you've been working on this project? For example, has there been any new developments that have arisen through the coaching world that you've noticed maybe for the first time while starting this project?
Well, what we see happening is that coaching is a very strongly growing industry. And, well, at the same time, there are many coaches who shouldn't be coaching or who call themselves coaching after just following one course. Yeah. So what we'd like to show with the movie is also for the clients then how they can select or find a good coach that is a fit, how they know if they are a good coach or not. Mm-hmm. So this education about the coaching profession, and actually also the definition, what it actually is, because there are many coaches out there who aren't doing coaching at all, but do call themselves coaches. So to make that clear for everybody, once and for all, that people can go back to this film as a historic milestone in the history of the world, and see, okay, well, this is actually what made clarity in the coaching profession. And that's why we're getting all the great people involved in the profession. Many coaches who are there for many dozens of years. Also Mark Thompson, for example, is the coach of Richard Branson and Steve Jobs. And we'll see the behind the scenes, how those people actually coach and what they do to inspire people for transformation. And I think this will change many lives. We're on a mission to inspire over 1 million lives with this film. To become more successful in life and in business, just like coaching changed our lives. Well, we're very convinced that it will for others as well.
And we have also people who are joining us. One of our executive producers, a coaching company, they are based in Hong Kong and China. So this is a completely new market for coaching, and they are still defining what coaching is about. And we believe that because there are still many people who didn't have access to coaching before, who doesn't know what it means. Yeah. And I believe that if we can create a project that will be really global, that people can watch in the cinemas, so we can also create a kind of change in consciousness. So people are willing to change. They are willing to ask questions. They are willing to take courage to just embark on this journey, and they believe that there's hope that they can change their limiting beliefs or the society where they live in. Like somebody from India in some small village, he can also become the person he would like to become. So this is what we would like to show and share with this movie.
Yeah, so it's about kind of opening minds to see what possibilities are out there and how they can actually gain that support and that guidance. And it sounds almost quite similar in terms, you mentioned The Secret. The Secret was almost the film that kind of brought the law of attraction to many people's minds. And now it sounds like the coaching movie is really now bringing the world of coaching as a unity and bringing it to people to say, this is how it's done. This is sort of the guidance that you will receive, and how there are many opportunities out there. In terms of coaches listening out there, is there any opportunity for maybe coaches to get involved in the movie, or have you got your number of coaches already involved in the movie?
Well, in the meantime, we've got everybody who we need for the movie itself. However, there are lots of activities around the movie. It's a movement. Yeah. So we're going to organize soon. Well, there are actually happening already events. We're going to have a podcast starting soon. We're doing the interviews right now already. So coaches out there who'd like to be part of events, who'd like to speak on stage, who'd like to coach people that will be interested in coaching in their area after seeing the movie. If coaches out there would like to be interviewed to get their words about their message and their mission out there, well, just go to coachingmovie.com and have a look at the dozen of possibilities how to collaborate with this movement.
Brilliant. And we have limited spots for the experts in the movie. But if you know somebody that should be in the movie who's the expert, and so we are not mentioning this person on our website, normally this option is closed. But maybe we would find a way if this is a really important person. So yes, we cannot have so many experts because it needs also be meaningful for the stories of those 5 coaching clients. But if you would like to help with us, inspire us, or maybe if somebody would like to invest in the movie, we have this kind of this kind of process that people who invest, they receive the profits. So it's like a family business, the family company. That's all the coaches. Thanks to coaching, we can do something bigger that beyond ourselves, beyond possibilities of one person.
It's uniting in the passion of coaching, really, isn't it? Yeah, brilliant. So what's the timescale for this movie?
We're starting to film in September, actually a little bit earlier than that. We're going to film almost for a year, and the movie will come out end of 2016, but even probably beginning of 2017.
Brilliant. Okay. Now, you're also launching a coaching foundation. So please, can you share with us what this foundation will offer individuals and what it's about?
So mainly this foundation will be a support for people who don't have access to coaching or they cannot afford coaching. So I'm thinking about all those people, for example, young adults that they don't know what to choose and what decide about their lives. They are at the beginning. They want to go to the university. They don't know how. They don't know why. And all those people who don't have access to coaching, so they live in countries where coaching is not so popular, or they are coming from small villages. So it could be also about some minorities of people, about women, for example, who cannot afford coaching because they stay home with small children, or some other people that really would benefit from coaching. So this project will be also global. So we would be in touch with other coaching foundations and foundations who support people to grow, and also they grow in creating new ideas, new projects, and we will collaborate with coaches all around the world to create more possibilities. So this is also an option for coaches to support us and to build it together. We are looking for directors in different places in the world to help us with connecting with more people.
Okay, so there are two very big projects going on there. So I'm presuming that the Coaching Foundation will probably be a project that you will dedicate more time to after the coaching movie, or is it run together?
Yes, we will dedicate more time after the movie, because then we will have more possibilities to speak about it, because we would have opened different ways of distribution of the movie itself.
Yeah.
And also it's important that we would like to share part of the profits from the movie to sponsor different projects with the Coaching Foundation.
Wonderful. It sounds brilliant. So obviously, going back to yourselves and the importance of coaching. Now, you are the founders of the Body Language Training. Can you tell us a bit more about your centre and what's involved and what you actually do in the centre?
Yes, so at the Center for Body Language, we're the world's leading organization teaching body language to business people. And we create a dozen of tools and to inspire people how to recognize nonverbal communication and what to do with it to get a strategic advantage during a conversation in business.
And especially about how to read emotions from the face, how to read micro-expressions, because this is universal. Whenever you go, when you speak with a Chinese person, with a Japanese person, with a person from New Zealand, they will show emotions in exactly the same way. So if you see an anger or if you see fear on the face, they will use the same muscles. And this is wonderful that this is the universal language that we all speak. So if we can communicate, if we can use it to create more understanding and more authenticity between people, so it helps everybody to grow into your personal life and business life. So what we mainly do, we created different very practical tools that you can read body language and micro expressions that this helps you also to have better communication, conversation strategies.
Okay. Is there, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but is there an example of something that you could share with the listeners that maybe they could look out for, or is that something that they'd have to obviously have more training on?
Well, obviously, yes, you need more training. But what you could look out for is one of the micro expressions, one of the 26 variations of the 7 basic emotions that we teach that could be useful to notice in any conversation is the emotion of superiority, contempt. It's very easy to notice because what happens then is that one of the lip corners goes higher up than the other one. Okay. So somebody who's pretending to smile but actually has one of the lip corners only going upward instead of both of them, or has an asymmetric smile, so one side higher than the other one. Obviously, they don't need to have a broken nose or operations in the face or Botox or these other things.
Don't make it complicated now.
But if you see that happening, well, it means that somebody feels superior. They feel contempt, scientifically put. And that means that it might be a difficult conversation, or they're hiding something, or they're having their own opinion about something. It depends on the context, obviously. If you'd like to test it out yourself, how good you are, you can try a free test on microexpressionstest.com. And what we discovered is that people that are the best in sales and also those who are good in emotional intelligence, they have a higher score than other ones. So, for example, we discovered in many different countries, many different sectors, many different types of companies, that salespeople who score well on recognizing microexpressions, they tend to sell 20% or more products or services. And also for emotional intelligence, every single person who learns how to use facial expressions and body language in daily conversations well, so for example, if they follow our program of 4 hours divided over 2 weeks, we measured that they increased their emotional intelligence with an average of 10%. So it has a very big impact for every single person in their daily conversations, because you see a lot more, you feel a lot more, and you can actually foresee what somebody will tell or what their needs are. And it helps to have a more authentic, deeper, and more effective conversation.
Yeah, it's like for the color-blind person to see colors suddenly. That you see all those dimensions that are hidden under the words in the conversation. So you see all the emotions, and it can also help in the personal life. Like we are a marriage and a couple with Patryk, and thanks to knowing micro expressions, it helped us a lot. So we don't need to argue about things, because I can just see his micro expressions, so I know it's not the best time to ask him a difficult question, for example, or
okay.
I have a feeling that he's sad or there's something happening, so I'm taking care of him. So it helps a lot in many with children, with negotiations. So it's what we see. That's this is the tool. It's like language that you learn to speak about emotions. That's really, it's a great adventure to know.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously your body language center, is that just for businesses, or is it for individuals who aren't in business?
It's also for individuals. So we focus on business strategies in our courses, because we believe that if you can support and create change in big organizations, so it helps individuals also to experience this change. But we have also coaches who benefit from our courses. We have just regular people. We have parents, we have teachers who are also coming and would like to learn more about nonverbal communication.
Yeah, brilliant. I think I can definitely see that there's a calling for it. So in terms of obviously guiding people, I mean, my listeners out there, sometimes I ask my guests to give some sort of advice or guidance to the listeners out there who may be feeling that they want to move forward. For example, you've actually decided, okay, you're going to take this project, you're going to take the coaching movie and inspire the world to understand a lot more about coaching and what's involved in coaching. If there's someone out there who's listening to the show who maybe has an idea or a dream, who wants to take it forward, what would be your advice to them, sort of like almost putting the coaching hat on yourselves? What would you say to someone who has a desire to do something but maybe doesn't feel confident to do it?
So there are two elements. One element is about to believe that it's possible. So it's about your own emotions around the idea and how you can work with those emotions with different limiting beliefs. Maybe it's from your family, from your society, or maybe even your friends are telling you that this is stupid or it's not going to work or you don't have enough experience, enough tools. So this is one thing to deal with. And another thing is very important, and this is how we make things happen, is that we divide our idea into really small steps. And if somebody is dedicated that one day I would like to achieve that, I would like to, that my dream is fulfilled, I need to start today. So it can be a really small step. Even, for example, if somebody wants to, let's see, maybe it's a stupid example, but just, for example, somebody would like to have an organic clothes factory, so, and he's working in IT right now, so it's quite a long story. But even if you connect with people who are doing something similar, you can search for some profiles that could be your role models, you can check more about the possibilities, what already exists and what you can do differently. Then if you would think about finances, how would you recreate your life to have more space for your new idea to develop?
Yeah.
So in some time, maybe for some people it will be in 3 months, for some people it will be a year or 2 or 3 years, they will finally find the best way to do it. So you need to contact people that could be your role models. You need to check what are the strategies, how other people do it, and you need to practice the tools. You need to find maybe books, maybe some instructions, manuals, maybe coaches who could help you with, or mentors who could help you with this new industry, or things that you are going to do. And every day, dedicate time for it. It can be even 15 minutes, but after a while, when you have those 15 minutes small sessions, it will help you to grow, and step by step you will have also more possibilities, more ideas.
What I believe that might be useful for somebody, that every single person who wants to achieve something in life, I believe it's important to have a very clear mission. Why are you doing what you're doing? And the more clarity you get on that, the better you can communicate that in a simple way, in just one sentence to other people, the more success you will have and the more attraction you will have with what you're doing. So think about what's your mission in life, or what's your mission with the project you're working on. Why are you doing this and how does it help others? Get very clear on that with just one sentence and get it out there and communicate it to everybody. For example, with the coaching movie, we defined it as very easy actually, but very powerful because it inspires a lot of people. Our mission is to inspire over 1 million lives to be more successful in life and in business, thanks to coaching.
Yeah.
So look for things like this that are understandable for every single person out there, inspires them, and makes also clear what you want to achieve as a result of what you're doing. And this helps a lot of people out there to get on board and support your cause.
Yeah, maybe something to add, because some people, they they have smaller ideas, so it's not going to benefit a million people, but it's still worth doing if it's only for one person, or if thanks to this idea, this new project, you will be more happy yourself, and thanks to this, you will be better for your family and for other people. So it's also worth doing. I remember I had a client, she was teaching chemistry in a secondary school for 19 years, and we met, and she always dreamed to be a painter, and I helped her to open her painting gallery. And maybe it wasn't directly benefiting others, but it was something that she could share with people, and she could really express herself in the way that she always wanted, and it benefit also her family, her grown-up children, her husbands, and she was looking better, she was more joyful, and everything was better. So don't hesitate with starting, and it's always a time to become who you want, even after 19 years of teaching chemistry.
Yeah, definitely. That's really important. And I think also, if it continues to inspire yourself and you feel passionate about it, even if you inspire just one person, it's something that's touching someone's life. So your advice is brilliant. Okay, so where can our listeners go to find out more about the coaching movie? And is there anything else you'd like to share with the listeners regarding the coaching movie that we haven't covered in the interview as yet?
Yes, join our movement on coachingmovie.com and become part of the most historic film about the coaching profession. Let's inspire many lives together. We need you to support this, because you could change a life more, or dozens of lives more, if you get on board. And you can also be part of it in many different ways, in over a dozen ways. Find it all out on coachingmovie.com, and let's inspire the world out there.
Brilliant. Well, thank you, Patryk and Kasia, for taking some time out for this interview. And if anyone wants to know more about how to get involved with the coaching movie, as Patryk has mentioned, please contact them both, or email me at info@coachrita.co.uk, and I will forward your details or forward you the link so that you can find out more information. So Patryk and Kasia, thank you so much for being part of my show today.
Thank you.
Thank you. So everyone, until next time, stay focused on your dreams and they will be fulfilled. This is Coach Rita Hurry signing out until next time. So take care. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week with another great show of your missing link to the law of attraction. For more information, go to coachrita.co.uk. That's coachrita.co.uk.